Larson Show. The big unit is ready to go. The Greg Larson Show. Muckaround of the Mazapan. A fresh custard in his hand. The greatest podcast in all the land. Greg Larson Show. Yeah.
Welcome to the Greg Larson Show. The intro song you heard was Totally Unicorn. I just keep plugging them all the time. They got a gig coming up in Melbourne soon. Check them out. Totally Unicorn, my favourite band. Love you. I'm here with two special guests. I got Dan Rath and I got Ray Badran. What's going on? What do you... We were just chatting and riffing seconds before this podcast.
Good stuff too. Good stuff.
Yeah, we had a great riff about how Dan Rath has ordered a weak latte.
Well, was it a weak latte or a weak cappuccino?
Weak cappuccino. Weak cappuccino.
It was. Well, no. Greg's got YL on the top of his cup.
Yeah.
And Dan's got WC on the top of his cup. And I was trying to decipher what coffees you guys ordered from those acronyms.
Because they're codes.
And then I was
codes,
like,
really.
And then I actually got Greg's because I figured the Y would be soy. And that was just a little bit of guess. But then I reckon because the S is used for skim, so that's gone.
S is skim.
So then they've gone for the Y.
Yeah.
They didn't go for the O, but they went for the Y. And then we couldn't figure out the WC,
The WC. I just realised too. WC, the water closet, the piss, the piss and shit place.
He's got a piss. It's just a cup of piss. That's what he
got. He's a piss boy.
But Greg's assumption was that the W was for cow. You know,
I thought cow,
like cow's milk.
Well, because they took the last letter of the soy, and they can't use the C because cappuccino's using that. So it wasn't the worst assumption. I was like, not the worst assumption.
It's like in maths, if you show your workings, you still get full marks.
Yeah,
like for that, I'll give you full marks. You know what I mean? Like the logic is rigorous.
You don't get full marks. You get some marks.
You get a good.
You get a good. You get marks.
Yeah. You get more marks than just writing the answer without the working out. You know, which is.
But
that logic was rigorous between the two.
But I'm really annoyed. I just don't like this whole system because you got a last letter for one. Okay, so but you don't have last letters for weak. But also weak is not the same as milk. Like what milk is it versus the strength of it.
You could have a WY. You could have a WYC. You could have a couple in there.
Or you could have like a different way it's written. You could have a number. Well, you could have a number like weak. Like 1 is weak, 2 is normal. Or no, I reckon 1 is normal, 0 is weak, 2 is strong.
Well, here's my problem with the whole thing, right? So I'm almost of the theory now that they should get rid of all the names of the coffees because there's too many names now to just decipher little differences within the coffees.
Yeah.
And you should just say how many shots you want and how much milk you want, and that's it. Because this is where I would have a piccolo, right? And now in Melbourne, it's like a double shot is standard for a coffee, right? Often
it is the case. It depends. But there's depends if it's a little coffee or a normal size coffee or whatever.
Okay, well in Sydney it's more the single shot is standard. They're moving towards that, but this is fucking with my head. And overseas now, the trendy coffee shops double shot standard. And now but then in Europe, they'll call like a piccolo a cortado. And some places will have a piccolo and a cortado, and they'll say a cortado is 2 shots, a piccolo is 1 shot. So I'm already confused, right? But the way I like to have a coffee is 2 shots of like espresso with a bit of milk. So like pretty much a double shot piccolo with a bit of milk, right?
Yeah.
But you can't really get there because if you order a double shot piccolo in Australia, they'll give it in a little cup. Right, so you're getting 2 shots of espresso, but you're not getting enough milk. So I have to go down from a cappuccino to get there. So I have to go double shot cappuccino with 3/4 milk. I'm doing all this. I'm having to change their parameters for them. I should just be saying what it is.
I kind of spaced out.
Yeah, sorry.
But I know what you mean because in the 80s, if you just said coffee, they'd know what you meant.
Why can't you just get coffee?
Now you can't get. You couldn't get a coffee.
It is true. Like essentially, it should just be I want 2 shots with soy milk or 2 shots with oat milk or whatever.
That's what I mean. And now I've got to go into their standards and morph that into what I want. You know what I'm saying?
And I'll often go in and ask, like, how many shots is in this coffee?
Yeah.
And that determines whether I want a strong or a regular. Because sometimes I'll go, I want a third shot. Or maybe if I'm going crazy, I'll get a fourth shot.
Well, a weak Melbourne is
Never
a
have a
Sydney standard.
You'll
A weak
appreciate.
Melbourne is a Sydney standard. Do you know what I mean?
Well, you'll appreciate this as a maths guy, right? Sometimes I used to go like no milk, and I used to get a 3/4 long black, and then they'd ask me what size, and I'd be like, well, it's the small size because if I wanted 3/4 of a large size, I'd just get a full small. You know what I mean?
yeah.
You know, like if I just wanted that, like why would you ask me what size? I'm giving you the measurement here, 3/4 of it. You know, like don't make it 3/4 of a fucking gallon, like it's 3/4 of the small cup. You know. Anyway,
It reminds me of what you were saying, where like it's like Subway, where there's more combinations of coffee orders than like atoms in the universe now.
There's this. Did I tell you about
You were
this?
saying about Subway that there was billions.
My
of
brother,
combinations?
my brother worked it out once. It's like a billion combinations. You know, if you factor in double meat,
There's
and
more than a
factor-
billion atoms in the universe.
Yeah, well,
There's way more.
maybe it was like grains of sand.
Yeah,
on
but
a-
no, but there would be, but also how many combinations is because like is onions or like double onions a combination? You know what I mean?
I
Because then
can't-
there's infinite.
Yeah,
then there's
yeah.
infinite.
No, you're right. If you can dose it, put
Can't
doses
dose
in
it,
as
yeah,
well.
yeah. But then there's like salt and pepper, or just salt, or just pepper.
What about in Subway in Australia? They put the salt and pepper in one shaker. Have you seen that?
Yeah, you
Like,
want salt and pepper.
save them time.
yeah,
You know, like
yeah.
it's like they thought that was a real great thing. You know,
Yeah,
like they've
yeah.
got 3 shakers. They've got salt shaker, the pepper shaker,
Yeah.
and if you say salt and pepper, they can pick up a third shaker.
Yeah.
With both salt and pepper in it. You know, because that was a problem
Yeah.
that was fucking plaguing everyone. You know, they were like, how can we shave fucking 3 seconds off any order that wants salt and
Yeah.
pepper?
You know, I
Yeah.
did a trial shift at Subway once.
Really?
I worked one shift at Subway. It was one of the most humiliating days of my life.
Yeah.
Because I think at the time I was like 24. Like I was, 24, 25.
Yeah.
And I was desperately trying to get a job somewhere. I was broke. And I got a trial shift at Subway. The guy that was training me was 18. And I was wearing he gave me a shirt that was too small. So my belly was sticking out a little bit.
Like midriff.
Yeah. And and at the time I wasn't nearly as big as I am now, but I was still, a chubby little fella. And I was at the Subway, right, and he's teaching me how to, he's talking about how to weigh the salads. And I was thinking of that Mitch Hedberg bit about how he's like, you're not a dreamer when you've got strategic grill locations. It was like that. It was like he was talking like about how much portion of each salad to use and stuff. And he goes, and then he started talking about, when people come in and ask for recommendations. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, when people like ask, what you recommend on the sub. I'm like, hey, how many times a day does that happen? And he said, a lot more than you'd think. And in the 4 hours I was there, it happened with most of the customers. I'm not even kidding. Like people would come in and say, "What? I want a chicken sub." And then I go, "Yeah, what salads would you like?" And they go, "Well, what would go good with chicken?"
Well, there is an overwhelming amount of options. Like, because I've thought about this before, right? Like, restaurants could just have ingredients on there. You know, they
Yeah.
could just go, "These are the ingredients we got. What do you want us to make?" But you'd go too mad. You wouldn't know what. So they have to have. These are what we make, and you can fuck with this however you
I
want.
didn't know there'd be that amount of people that would cede autonomy.
Like that's
you.
that's the thing that I totally get what you're saying. Like if you were making a stew or like some kind of dish that involved purees but when you're talking about a salad, it's like, what do you want? Cucumber, onions, lettuce? What, it's a salad. Like, what do you pick a couple of veggies? And they're like, and people would say like, what would go well with chicken, and what would go well with.
Yeah.
And people also, and he was like, be prepared that you will get psycho orders. Like you will get. And I got one on the day I was there where a guy got like a chicken and bacon sub, which is normal. But then he was like, can you also put like the turkey breast and ham on it? And I was like, okay, well that's all right. You've just got chicken and then turkey and then bacon, then ham. Not that like it's like crazy, but it's not that so. And then he was like, can you put like the seafood? Like, it's
the
just the
crab
seafood, the fake crab meat, the seafood extender. He's like, can you put that on? And I'm like,
Fluoro
this-
crab.
Yeah, and then tuna. and then no salads at all, and then like 4 sauces. It was just this meaty, fishy sub, and it was so hard to like close up and like properly squish it together.
He's on the Jordan Peterson diet.
Yeah.
One of the fun things I reckon is like when you go overseas is like the difference to the fast food place will have. You know what I mean? Like so like they got. I don't know if this is. I've been to Subway for a long time, but they got corn chips in the UK on the Subway.
That's
like
wild.
the corn chip, like the Doritos subs and that just. It's just funny to see. Like it's like when I went to South America when I was a kid, and I saw they had avocado on the McDonald's burgers. I was like, "What the fuck?"
What was that?
In South America, one of them in South America,
Jesus.
or probably all of them.
That's the Mexican influence.
Yeah.
I got to back up and say, like, when you say corn chips, I thought you meant like, they have corn chips as a side. They have corn chips on subs in Subway in the UK.
Dorito sub, yeah. Like, I mean, they're trying everything now, these places, Doritos have fucking branched out into a lot of the foods, They've got into the pizzas, they've got into the burgers, they've got into the sandwiches.
I remember.
It's actually not a bad idea.
Doritos,
That's not a bad idea.
Doritos aren't doing much on their own, Like you need it. They're having salsa. They're doing something else. They're going with something else.
I don't understand. There's people out there, and I'm not one of these people. I'll never eat a corn chip as a chip. Like, I'm dipping it, yeah. I'm never just going, I'm just going to have... Like, if I wanted like a packet of chips, always it's potato chips.
I'd go as far to say they'd go out of business without the salsa. Like, they would go out of business without the salsa. Would, without that, They're even the shape of them is made for the salsa. Everything's engineered for the salsa to a degree.
Their lives are meaningless without salsa.
Whilst I'm on this, I had like some Doritos and some salsa like the other week, and I was just watching TV and I finished the whole like jar of salsa, just like a regular sort of the store bought salsa thing, and I looked at the back and I did eat like the whole thing, the whole salsa thing. It's not that much, but I did eat it all, and I was like, I read in the back and it said serving size 24. Well, fuck, that was 24 people's worth of salsa. That can't be right. Like,
that's crazy.
They're thinking of one dip each or something.
Well,
at a party.
Nothing's more disrespected than that serving size suggestion. You know what I mean? Like,
that's a crime. That should be a crime. It's like how Tic Tacs are like always 0 sugar. I remember seeing an ad of Tic Tacs have like no sugar, and then seeing this thing where it was all a lie because if your serving size is under a certain amount and there's under a certain amount of sugar, you can say it's got 0 sugar because it's basically like if it's less than like a gram of sugar. But if a Tic Tac weighs less than a gram, then it can be mostly sugar and you can say it has 0 sugar legally.
All right.
So it's like you can. I don't know if any of this is true.
Rounds back
It
down.
sounds
I don't know if any of this is true, but it seems true.
It sounds true.
It's one of those things that sounds true. It's like how like the planet Jupiter weighs the same as a Coke can if it was on Earth.
Yeah.
Like it's not true, but it sounds like
sounds
it
true.
could. It sounds
it's
true.
like the Mandela effect, like it was true.
Oh, I remember this lie that I remember thinking like this is a lie that I thought always sounded true. It was when it was like a long time ago when I was a teenager, was smoking weed, and it was late at night in Sydney, and this is pre-delivery stuff, pre even like I don't mean to sound so old here, but pre even like the advent of like being able to just jump online and see what restaurants are open and stuff. Like, there wasn't many restaurants open, and in Sydney it's still like quite a daytime city. It's not like nighttime. So at like midnight when you're like 17 and stuff like that, there was like a couple of places, fast food places in the city open still, but like there was nothing in residential areas that you could get food from, and it's still kind of like that. But it was back then it was like really like that, and so we're all pretty hungry and we're sitting around and we're like, where can we get something to eat from? There was like 8 of us there or something. And this one guy goes, I'll tell you where we can get food from. It was like 2 a.m. or something like that. And he goes, the airport. And we're like, what do you mean? And he goes, the airport's 24 hours. And like, I was like, I don't know if the airport's 24 hours. And he's like, yeah, the airport's 24 hours. And like, it's a lie that I still, even though I know the truth now, I still can get, like, I reckon it's a good one because he goes, the airport, he goes, people are flying in from all different countries, all different times. He goes, it has to be 24 hours. And so we're thinking, man, the airport might be 24 hours. And he goes, yeah, the airport's 24 hours. Let's go to the airport. So then, like, I didn't go because there wasn't enough of us to get in the car, but like a full car went to the airport. And they ring us and they're like, man, the airport's completely shut. Like, it's completely shut. It has to shut at a certain time because planes can't fly over, you know. Like
It is shut, I think, the domestic. Was that domestic?
Well, yeah, they drove to the airport and they're like, it's completely shut. But this guy convinced everyone that the airport was 24 hours. Like in Sydney, it's like the airport. The airport's open for 24 hours. All the restaurants will be open for 24 hours in there. And it just sounded really believable. And we were all like, and I remember the one guy was adamant that it was like not 24 hours. And he's like, it's not 24 hours. And he's like, no, the airport's 24 hours. So then they all drove to the airport and then we just get this phone call going, no, it's completely shut.
The airport's not 24 hours. Did they have 24-hour Maccas back then?
No, I think there was just a couple or maybe in the city, just in the CBD, but like, because of how spread out.
Everything's worse than the airport, though, eh? Like the coffees and everything.
Yeah.
Is worse.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Everything's worse.
Like
than
you
the
look at the
airport.
review of like the Gloria jeans in there, it's got like 2.5, and you're like, why?
Yeah.
Like, what are they doing with the beans?
Well, because Gloria Jeans, but also it's worse, but also because airport places are like anything, right? Where if the real estate is good, you can be a shit restaurant and people will still go.
Oh,
it's
right.
like if you go, in Melbourne, like along like South Bank, along the where all the fire comes up and every restaurant along there, dog shit.
They look
all,
shit.
They're all bad.
It's like chimichurro places.
Yeah,
and stuff.
and they're so expensive. Every single one of them is shit, and people will be like, "Oh, they're really good." No, they're not. They're all bad.
Yeah.
But they get away with it. Same with like any place called
Circular
South
Quay.
Bank.
Yeah.
In South Bank, Brisbane, same thing. All the restaurants, all dog shit.
Yeah.
But they've got that prime real estate, so people are like, "Oh, we're out. We can see the city lights."
That's a good theory.
And airport is the same. They're like, we can serve you a dog shit in a bread roll, and you'll be like, "Fuck," and then you'll get it, and you'll complain, and you'll give a bad review, but like we'll still make money.
You're captive.
We'll still make money because you're dogs.
Yeah.
I was just going to say something. What was I going to say? You were talking about McDonald's. Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about ribbits.
Oh,
All right.
I love ribbons.
I'm not really across what this is.
Well, you're about to learn.
What ribbits are.
You're about to learn about ribbits.
All right.
It was a legend in the Brisbane scene, and it no longer exists.
Oh, I like your Brisbane legends.
Yeah.
Just before we go on, I was
Yeah,
actually talking about one. Didn't you used to do a joke? I don't know if you were in on this, but I know Sam and you guys used to do. There was that meme with the burgers are better at Hungry Jack's.
Yeah.
And wasn't it like your like sort of version of like the Aristocrats joke where you guys
It was
would
Sam's,
go
yeah.
up,
Yeah,
you
Sam would
guys
do that,
go
yeah.
up and like see how long you could riff for on like the worst things and then go the burgers are better at Hungry Jack's and run off.
Well, Sam would do that. I remember at a party once, Sam was at this party and he was telling the burgers are better at Hungry Jack's joke. So the joke is the basic joke, which a bunch of comedians have done, is
Some big comedians have done.
yeah, which is I was in a Hungry Jack's and I saw this woman in a burqa and it was like this really nice burqa. It had like all this gold trim and everything on it, and I thought, it's true. The burqas are better at Hungry Jack's, and that's the joke.
That's it done properly, I guess.
That's
joke.
its proper form.
Yeah. And now you stretch out the middle with like as much tangential like shit you
And
can.
Sam was the king of this. Sam was the king of this. So he was at a party once, and I remember at this party like Paul Foote was there, and we were all like really excited because we were like open mic comedians really at the time, and Paul Foote had come back to this party, and he was like, "Oh, this is a famous comedian," and Sam was really holding court, and all these people were listening to him. Like there was like 20, not 20, but there was a bunch of people listening to him, and he's like, I want to tell you guys this joke. This is this amazing joke, and he starts off and he's like, I went into like not a McDonald's, like I guess like a Hungry Jack's or something, and I was he goes like, and I was in there and. I'd had a bad day, I'd had a bad day and I was upset, blah, blah, blah. And he goes on and on about his day and everything he did. And then he goes, and then I saw this woman there and she was wearing like a hijab or like a burqa, I guess it's called. And she was there and she had these flowing robes. And I remember seeing like there was robes and there was these intricate patterns of gold lace interwoven in all the things, and then he starts going out, and then there were emeralds and sapphires, and right in the center was a gemstone that was known as the Jewel of Osiris. And this gemstone, I later found out, had been passed down from generations. When you look into it, you can see the past. And he just went on about the gemstone and the history of it. And then he went into each individual thing. And then he started talking to her and asking. And he talks for a good 10 minutes. Like, and everyone is like clearly pissed off. Like they're like, is this joke going to end? But they can't. They're now locked in. Like at a certain point, you're like, I'm locked
Sunk
in.
cost fallacy.
Yeah, it's a sunk cost fallacy. It's like I have to hear this out, and everyone's like, "Oh!" And people kept groaning. The same, like, "Just wait, I'm getting to this." And then he goes, and he's and then I saw myself in the Jewel of Osiris, and I saw my past, present, and future, and I saw everything I ever was, and I felt peace and oneness with the universe. And then I thought, it's true. And then this is exactly what he said, word for word. He goes, "The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's." Sorry, I meant burgers. And it got a laugh. I'll tell you that. It got a fucking laugh.
Him fucking it up got a laugh as well.
Yeah, I believe that was engineered for comedic effect. But yeah, it was real good. It was real good.
So Ribbits, sorry to take you off that.
Ribbits. In Brisbane, there was a late night food place. I don't know if they were like. Did you go to Ribbits? Or did you just know about
I got a
Ribbits?
takeaway order.
Yeah,
I didn't dare. I didn't dare go into the franchise.
Man, I love Ribbits so much. I could talk for hours about Ribbits. I could have
show.
I could have a Ribbits show where each week I get other people to tell their memories of Ribbits. It was my favourite restaurant.
It's only Brisbane based.
It was this Brisbane-based restaurant run by
one restaurant or a chain?
I believe there was a second location at some point.
It had a satellite.
I believe it had a satellite, and or it moved. Because I remember, because I know this because for my show this year, at the very beginning of my show, I have a lot of ads from the 90s, and some of them like Brisbane specific. And one of the Ribbits ads that I found says like a location in Toowong, and it was not in Toowong when I went there. It was in like Annerley. That doesn't matter.
It had signs in Toowong though.
Yeah, it would have
Like
had
a lot of
signs,
its marketing.
And the ads would be like late night, and you'd see them late at night. You'd see like the phone sex ads, and then you see ads for Ribbits. And it was like Ribbits delivery for fine food fast. And then you see Gary Hall, the owner of Ribbits. I don't think I'm talking out of school when I say his real name, because he's Gary Hall. He was publicly the face of Ribbits. It'd be like, Ribbits, this is Gary Hall. And like there was an ad where he was going like, we got a sale on. Like it was food. Like he's going, we got a sale on, a super sale, ribs with half carrot, only $10.99. Come down to Ribbits.
So the Ribbits sold ribs.
Ribs, yeah. Ribs was their main thing,
Pizza.
but also pizza. Ribs and pizza were their two main things.
And
right?
it's sort of like a late night kebabby sort of place, or is it a restaurant?
Late night takeaway delivery. They would also do
But
delivery.
what's the vibe of it? Is it like is it like dirty, like a kebab shop?
I'll tell
or
you
is
the
it a
vibe.
shit
I'll
restaurant?
tell you the vibe. It's like someone's nana's house. Like you go in there, it's clean. It was clean. It wasn't dirty and gross. It was literally like a house. Like it was a house, and in the front room is where like they'd cook all the pizzas and stuff, and you get all your takeaway, and then there's a sit down restaurant portion of it, and the sit down restaurant portion was just like a sort of big open room with booths sort of in there. And there was always someone washing dishes in there.
Yeah.
Like there would be a woman like just with two buckets and like washing dishes in the buckets. And like there was art all over the walls of like, I believe it was like someone in Gary's family was a painter and like had painted things so you could buy the art.
Always promote.
Always be promoting. And it was like everything. I don't know where to start. I don't know where to start with Ribbits. Like if you went to the website, and actually I should try and see if the website still exists. I don't know if it does.
Well, Ribbits is shut down though, right?
Ribbits shut down, and kind of
It'd
recently.
be mad if they're still paying for the domain name.
Yeah, yeah, but they could have paid in
probably would
advance.
be.
They could have paid in
Oh,
like
yeah,
a 10-year kind of
A
thing.
10-year thing. That's pretty funny.
Subscription. They're on a subscription.
But I don't remember when they closed down, but I feel like it was COVID maybe.
Yeah.
I feel like it was COVID, and then they just went, all right, let's end it.
And what brought
Yeah.
you guys to Ribbits? Like, was it close to your house, or was
It
it just
was.
a late night, only late night place?
I think there's
in
a
Brisbane?
scarcity of places that do ribs.
That's what
just in society.
Yeah, and
Like
especially in
ribs are-
Brisbane.
yeah.
And this was like just before. Like, I mean, Ribbits was around for the 80s.
If you went
and
on
90s.
Ask Jeeves and asked for ribs in Brisbane, it would have been the only one that came up.
Yeah, totally. And so I, for years, had seen ads for Ribbits. And like you'd see the late night ads, and they're always funny because it's like a frog. There's a big man in a frog costume.
Well, I thought that's what Ribbit was. I thought it was a homage to the frogs that you guys have in Queensland.
Yeah,
or
the
something
Queensland
like that.
frog.
But then I didn't realise it's actually quite clever and a play on the food that they have
yeah,
as well.
what's funny is-
I'm actually failing to see how this restaurant is bad so far.
No,
you know?
it's not bad. This is
That's
It's
quite a
confusing, though.
very clever name.
let me tell you this: it was very good. Like, it's like, I'm not ragging on Ribbits. Like, there's a lot of things to say that are funny about them, but it was my favorite place in the world. Because, okay, so you go onto the website, and the website was like, it would have like Australian flag GIFs, like animated GIFs and stuff. And then it would be like Ribbits, like, and there were so many spelling errors and all this kind of stuff on the website. And then you'd look at the food that they have, the menu, right? And it would be like salad. And they would have a photo of the worst looking salad you've ever seen in a foil tray. And then there would be a picture of a CD next to it. So you could see
to scale it to size.
how big the salad was in comparison to a CD. And then you'd see...
Pretty good, though. It's pretty honest, Like, now on like Uber Eats and Deliveroo, they're using stock photos, You don't know what the place is, Like Ribbits is like being honest.
It's like, they haven't doctored that salad photo because it looked bad.
Yeah.
Like the food looked so much worse. It was the opposite of like McDonald's or something. The food looked so much worse in the photos than it did in real life.
People forget that example exists in real life. There's people who look horrible in photos, but great.
Yeah, it's the opposite of being catfished. It's quite honest.
But not only that, it's you maybe you'll risk someone going, like, I'm not going to go to your restaurant because the food looks bad. But if they do take that risk and they go there and they open that pizza box and they go, this looks so much better than the website. They're like, they're on cloud 9.
Yeah.
They're on cloud fucking 9. And that's what I like. Anyway, so all the food would have pictures of CDs next to it. You'd see on the website like ribs, CD next to it. Blah, blah, blah. So there's a CD next to it. And then they had a takeaway item called the meter pizza. And it was a pizza with a 1 meter diameter, which is big. And like,
so
is that as big as this table?
It's not even a circle. It's not even a square. It's like round.
It's round. It's a round pizza. It's like, this table is about a meter. I would say maybe even less. It was about as big as this table, right? And you had to pay whatever, I can't remember what the cost of the meter pizza was. It was not cheap. But you also had to pay a $50 deposit that you get back when you return the metal tray. Because they can't give it to you in a box. They have to give it to you on a big metal tray because I've only got one metal tray.
Why can't they put it in a box just because they've only got one?
No one makes a box that big. You can't get a box that big.
It's inefficient as well.
Yeah. But also because they cooked the pizza on this metal tray, they had custom made for this. So they just give it to you on the tray that you get it. And they cut the pizza up. They don't cut it into slices. Like, not the triangular normal slices. They cut it into and it says on the website.
Is it takeaway?
It's takeaway. And it says on the website, we cut it into rectangular slices. And then it says, you don't see a photo of the meter pizza, but it says each piece is about half the size of a CD case.
How do you cut it into rectangular if it's a circle? They'd have to sort of be
There'd be some misshapen pieces.
Yeah.
There'd be misshapen pieces around the edge. I never got the meter pizza.
This reminds me of the equivalent of when you go out to a bar and you drive your own car.
Yeah.
And have to pick it up the next day.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You get the takeaway, then you got to drive.
Then you got to do
the restaurant the next day.
But I'm not joking about. You kind of have to have space in the car to take this home. I'm imagining.
I don't know how.
You'd have to say, kids, you can't come. I'm we need the back seat. We need the back seat.
How would you get I don't. But not even that. Not even kids, you can't come. If I think about my car's got space. But then there's seats and there's
so you got to go on go.
Where does it actually
because
go?
I actually quite like the idea of the meter pizza. What I don't like about it is the takeaway element. I'm thinking that's creating a lot of havoc. You know, if you go, if you sit in, if us three went for a pizza, it'd be quite fun to get the meter pizza.
But taking it home,
I reckon they'd have to deliver it. Because they did do delivery. You'd have to be like, oh, you need to deliver. And then you get a guy coming to your house the next day going, I'm here for the tray.
The pickup.
Yeah. And then, but the debaucherous parties that you would have with the meter pizza, that tray's getting fucked. Someone's going to kick it. Someone's going to frisbee the tray.
There'll be drinking involved, no doubt.
But everything about, so when you go to Ribbits, I'd go there for takeaway all the time. I was so excited when we moved to near Ribbits because I'd seen the ads. For years, I'd seen the ads. And then I was like, we can actually go to Ribbits. And I went there the first time as a joke. And we ordered the pizza. And I ordered a bacon and banana pizza.
Oh God! I mean,
Bacon, chicken, bacon, and banana was the pizza.
I'm not disgusted. I'm kind of intrigued. You
It
know,
was
like,
one of the best pizzas I've ever had in my
kind of
fucking
intrigued.
life.
You know, because we've done everything there is
Yeah.
with pizza. So when you hear
Yeah.
like something like that, you're like,
Yeah.
all right, I'll give that a go.
Give it
you
a
know?
go. It fucking paid off.
Have you ever had the meter one? No.
I never had the meter pizza.
Oh,
I
that
never,
seems like a
and
lost opportunity.
I know it haunts me to this day. But you could go in and get all you can eat, and they were really like. Like the menu would say like if you get all you can eat, it was like we will be watching, like don't like if you have like a third person at the table who's not getting all you can eat, but they start eating off your plate, you will be charged.
Oh, yeah.
It's like if you can eat everything you want, but if you get ribs and then you don't eat them, you'll be charged extra. Like it was just like we are fucking watching you, and then it's like on the menu it says like you can order individual items for a fee, but the vast, absolute, sincere majority, I remember it said the vast, absolute, sincere majority of people get all you can eat. It just makes sense. And then they spelled sense with like a dollars and cents thing, but then they also spelled it wrong because it was like CENSE. Like,
Oh, they didn't commit to the pun for the whole thing.
yeah, they didn't commit to the whole thing, so it was real weird. And you like Kent's sense.
Oh, it's kind of in the Ribbits world, you know,
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
name and like the wordplay.
And
It had a green tree frog too as the logo.
Yeah, the green tree frog was the logo. It was because Ribbits, and I remember going in there once and getting a pizza, and you'd always see Gary Hall, and he was always like looking really annoyed.
Gary Hall's a good name.
And-
He sounds like a sports star, though.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. And his face was on the box.
Yeah.
His face was on the box of Ribbits. He'd be like,
I find that a much more 90s thing where like the owner or proprietor of any like sort of shop, restaurant would name it after themselves, you know? Like they kind of would use that to become famous a bit, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? And
Yeah.
then be in the ads as well and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's less so nowadays, but yeah, it's more of a thing and then back then, you know?
I realize this is pretty much the end of like I couldn't do a Ribbits show because I don't know what else to say other than that.
Did they have photos of the food on the menu?
No, not on the menu.
Oh,
the
really?
menus were like a paper menu, and it would just.
Classy.
But the menu would just be
Yeah, that
like,
is classy,
if
I
you
know.
sat down, it would just be like lamb ribs, beef ribs, and they'd also have pasta, and that was a rookie move.
I'm pretty disappointed you just never had the meter pizza that in my mind.
I know it really bums me out. I think about it a lot, but I do also think about the other thing they had was they had a little hot box that you could open yourself and help yourself in the takeaway area, and they'd always have like they'd basically just cut up a full pizza into little bits, like little tiny squares to just sample, and it would usually be one of the pizzas like, and it was often like the bacon and chicken and banana pizza or something that they were like.
Esoteric.
Yeah, try it. Like, try this pizza, or like maybe like whatever.
Like
to
at a
just-
deli where they
Yeah.
put the weirdest like.
and it was a sample thing. And I watched a guy, this big fella, come in and he was waiting for his order and he just sat there at the box and ate the entire box. Just didn't even pretend not to. Like, he didn't like go back and forth. He just opened it and then just sat there and ate all of it and then got 2 family pizzas. I was like, you're a fucking legend. But yeah, Ribbits, it's gone. It'll never.
A couple of years ago, there's like a sandwich place not far from here, a Japanese sandwich place. You probably know the joint, but they had a thing on the menu. They've got like a $70 sandwich, right? Like, and it's like this Wagyu beef, like 9+ score sandwich. And I've always said, like, I'll get it one day on my birthday. I'm going to get the $70 sandwich. And then, like, a few years ago, I went there with Aaron Chen, and like it was sort of just when it just sort of started to blow up as a comedian. I sort of been living overseas, and I sort of didn't realise how sort of famous he'd become and how many people recognised him. And these people,
Yeah.
and we sat down at the restaurant, and I hadn't seen him for a while, and it was just in COVID, so you had to order off the menu, like off the QR code. And so I thought it'd be funny to just write, like it says comments, any other comments, any special occasions that you're celebrating today. So I thought it'd be funny to write, it's my friend's birthday, can you do something for him and stuff like that in there. So I write, it's my friend Aaron's birthday, can you do something to celebrate? And then like the chef and that knew Aaron, like from stand up and that. So we finish our meal and they come over and they go, here you go guys, happy birthday Aaron. And they pop down the $70 sandwich. And it was what I said I was always going to get one day on my birthday.
Wow.
And we got on Aaron's birthday, but it was pretty good. Like, you reminded me of that when you said, like, I always wanted to get it because I always wanted to get this $70 sandwich.
What
They did
what-
it.
What's on the $70 sandwich?
It's not just the meat. It's just this Wagyu beef It's a Japanese sandwich place, and they cut it into 4 squares. It was so good. And it's just like some maybe horseradish or something like that, like a thin sauce or something like that, and like
We should get it today to celebrate the podcast.
Yeah, that'd be all right.
$70 sandwich. Well, we can just pretend it's someone's birthday and see if it, see if it works. But
I walked into a cafe with Aaron, like the baristas, I'd been going every day. They'd been like ignoring me, like not giving me seats. I walk in with him, they're like, we've got a table, like a table's opened up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then even the next day I went by myself and the afterglow of his presence filtered. Then I was still getting good service.
Yeah.
Just from
Just for a bit, and then they realise that you're a little grub.
Yeah. Then they barred me from going in.
I sort of have the reverse of this at like where the Factory Theatre, where the Sydney Comedy Festival thing is. This guy that's got a food truck there, I think because he's just seen me there for like 10 years, he thinks I'm quite famous, So he just gives me the food and he goes, can you put it on your Instagram? Like, please put it on your Instagram. He keeps telling me. I'm like, dude, I don't know if you think I'm someone else, but I don't have many followers. And the other day he just came over to me and he goes, put this on your Instagram. It's just this big box of chicken and chips. I said, oh, all right, mate. Like, So I've had the reverse of this, I got this guy that's bringing me out chicken and chips.
Well, I had also the reverse of that, like when I was over in Ireland.
That was a good time.
It was a good time being in Ireland. I love it. So
I had a
much.
day with Greg in Ireland and it was quite fun.
Oh, yeah.
We had a mate's day.
What county?
Dublin. We were in Dublin.
Big one.
Yeah, the biggest one, I reckon.
We had
It's Dublin.
Yeah.
It was just like it was like a unseasonably hot day there, and it was so like the city was vibrant. Everyone was out.
There was like a big marathon or something on.
Yeah, it was just a vibrant day in the city, and we sort of got carried away. We were just like walking around, but we just ended up like almost kind of doing a pub crawl of just like. But it was a very fun day actually. Yeah,
it was a classic day.
Yeah.
I'd say it was a classic day.
How many classic days do you get per year?
Per year? I reckon I don't know. Like 5?
Yeah, that's a
Do you reckon you get 5 classic days?
3 to 5, I reckon.
Oh, I reckon that's a big amount. 5.
Yeah,
like because
5.
I'm thinking like that was last year.
What's a better day than that?
I don't
since
know.
then?
Like I can't. I mean, you're putting me on the spot, but I think that's like I can't think of that many classic days. Like 5's, 5's suggesting that I've had like like a lot of classic days in my life, and I doubt that. Like. I reckon you get like 1 or 2 a year.
What was I talking about? Ireland, yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
When I was in Ireland, I had the opposite of like feeling like a famous. Like I did a gig, like I was at this gig, and I did badly, and I did badly a lot when I was in Dublin. I think at gigs, and I think people say don't blame the audience, but like I always blame the audience.
Well, there's a testing period to going anywhere different. I reckon, like where it takes, and then like. And just Dublin is a bit strange. Like, it's not strange. I don't mean that. It's just more unique, Like London, there's like, it takes me 2 weeks when I go back to London and it takes me 2 weeks when I come back here if I spend too much time in London just to do gigs and just iron out all the cracks and adjust to like a different rhythm.
I like your water theory.
What's the water
You
theory?
were saying doing gigs in different cities is like the water tastes different in
yeah,
each
yeah,
one.
yeah,
Like it's
yeah,
the same level of subtlety as like Perth water's fucked.
Yeah.
Perth water is so fucked.
But then that's how much adjustment you've got to do to your set as well, as much as the water.
Well, I think as well, like because when I was in Dublin, it was the summertime, and I was doing gigs like right in the city, and the other thing is like something about Dublin that I didn't realize. It is especially in the summer, 50% Americans. Like 50% of anyone you see in Dublin is an American walking around going, "Oh yeah, my grandfather was like O'Donoghue. Do you know the O'Donohues? Oh yeah, a local pub. I might try this Guinness that everyone's been talking about." And all they want you to do is get up on stage and go like, "Oh, like Americans are funny," and they'll talk to you I remember like getting up at a gig once over there, like when there was an American in the crowd and going like, "Oh hey, I just said it, at the start of the show, like, how's it going?" And then a woman just goes, "Yeah, I'm pretty good," and I'm like, "Okay, like, I mean, that's just a greeting to you collectively. I'm not talking to you specifically."
Rhetorical question.
Why you like this? But. Like I did poorly at this gig. I don't blame the audience. It was I was in my own head, and also it's so hot over there. It's so hot in Europe all the time because they don't think that it gets hot in Europe.
Yeah.
And so it's hot inside all the time.
It's kind of like when you're on a lime scooter or something and like you move because someone's in front of you, but they can anticipate you. So they move in front of you and you hit them.
Yeah.
It's like that with the aircon.
Yeah. They just don't,
You know?
they don't believe it. And they keep saying like, oh, it never gets this hot. And it's like, it does. And it's been this, I've been here for 3 months and it's been this hot the whole time. It's so hot inside everywhere. Like every fucking venue you go to, it's 36 degrees indoors. And then it's like, you know, it's a nice 21 outside. And then you go inside and it's like, it's so hot. And I don't understand how they can live like that.
Some of the coldest places inside are the hottest places.
Yeah.
Like Abu Dhabi, you wouldn't have that problem. I bet the gigs are ice cold.
Yeah. Well,
Like you're probably shivering.
apparently a lot of Europeans will complain the opposite when they come here in the wintertime, going they've never been colder.
Yeah.
Because we don't have, a lot of places don't have heating inside. But anyway, I did this gig. I did badly. It wasn't going very well, you know, whatever. And I was outside. I was drinking a Guinness. And these 2 Irish guys sort of went like, oh, yeah, he saw the gig. And then, like, they literally, like, they weren't, like, they were roasting me. And they were just like, yeah, that wasn't very good. Like, one of them's like literally said, don't quit your day job. And I was like, oh, man, this basically is. Like, and then they were asking me, like, oh, so where are you from? You're Australian. I'm like, yeah. And they're like, so what do you do? Like, are you over here for work or whatever? Like, just a holiday? And I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm working. And they're like, oh, yeah, obviously not this. And, like, talking about stand-up, they're like, obviously not this. Like, what's your job? And I was like, oh, like, I'm here filming something. Like, I'm in a TV show. And, like, they couldn't believe it. Like, they were just like, we couldn't. They were like, oh, they thought I was here for, like, I work in finance or something, you know. And this guy, it was a roast, and it was like, it was one of the times when it's like, yeah, he's been really mean, but it was funny. And maybe just because the Irish accent, but he's just like, I'm just like, yeah, I'm filming something. And then the guy just looks me up and down and goes, what the fuck are you filming? Fucking child porn. I was like, oh, good on you, mate. Like, it's funny. Like, that was funny. Yeah, that was.
So they're just audience members
They were audience members.
who shanghaied you at the after.
Yeah, they shanghaied me after, and they said I was bad at comedy. And you know, but it's good to hear that sometimes. It's good to have someone say, "Hey, that was bad," because like I hate it when you do a bad gig and then other comedians or people you know will be like, "No, it was good. You did good." And it's like, "No, I didn't. Like, I fucking didn't, and I know I didn't. Don't pretend. That was bad. It's fine." You know what I mean?
Yeah, but dying overseas is like worse than like dying here, you know, because it's just a bit more existential. You know, you're by yourself, you're walking home, you're like, what am I fucking doing?
You've got a different
What's-
SIM card and everything.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Like you add that into it.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm not even on my own SIM.
Well, I reckon the worst death I ever had was I did like the Serbia Comedy Festival. They had this thing, the Serbia Comedy Festival, and I went there, and I had to do like an hour in this room, and they were like, do half an hour, call a break for the bar, and then do another half an hour. And I did half an hour, and it was so bad. And people are smoking inside. Like, you can smoke inside. This is like only a few years ago, and they're smoking inside. There's like a thin cloud of smoke above everyone. I did like half an hour, just died, and then I had to get off, and then I had to go back on and do another half an hour. And that was so bad. And I remember just like sort of walking around Belgrade afterwards going, what am I doing with my life?
And that's a war zone too.
Yeah.
Sarajevo Holocaust.
It's a feeling when you bomb overseas that's like, maybe I'm shit at this and I'm just all right. Like it's almost like doing comedy when you're just like a funny guy at the workplace and then doing an open mic gig and then bombing and then being like, oh, maybe I'm not actually that good. I'm just, funny round the office.
Yeah, and then I guess you just buy yourself a bit more. So you just go back to your hotel or place by yourself, and then so you're just reflecting on it. It's just, it's existential. You just really reevaluate your life choices. You know, when you die overseas, you start thinking about different careers,
And there's no one to catch the ball in your head. Like it keeps ricocheting against because you're just by yourself.
Yeah.
Like if usually you're with a friend, they can catch it. but it keeps ricocheting.
It's
Like in the squash court of your mind, you
into
know?
your head, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
no one's like, no, it's okay. It's just you've got to work it out.
But I'll tell you what was good about Ireland. Hungry Jacks, Burger King,
Burger King.
and the burgers are better at Burger King. But no, like that was like Irish Burger King is top tier. I couldn't believe how good it was. I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know where I'm going with this.
What? But like, was there subtleties in the difference in the menu?
It was just like there was difference in the menu. They had the Big King, and I think this is in Europe in general. They have this burger called like the Big King, and it's basically a Whopper, but a Big Mac.
They've got that here now, the Big Jack.
The Big Jack, yeah. Here they call it the Big Jack, but then I think that was a limited time thing, and it was like they'll make it over there. It's just like it's the Big King XL, and it's just this big Whopper that tastes like a Big Mac. So good. And then they had like this double cheese and bacon, but it's not a double bacon deluxe. It was this barbecue one, a barbecue one. Do I have any Irish listeners? What is the burger? The barbecue burger. The beef. It was a
Angus?
beef. It was just
Angus,
a big.
sorry.
It was like again Whopper sized, and it was barbecue cheese. It was like the beefy cheesy big boy. The double beef and cheese. The double beef and the barbecue beefy double beef. The barbecue double beef beefy. The cheesy beef double barbecue beef. It was the barbecue beef double beef.
Do you remember? You just remind me of this then. Like when I was a kid, McDonald's had a promo, and I can almost remember it. If you went in there and said something like, and I'm serious.
Can I interrupt you?
Yeah.
Choose the cheesy cheese that the triple cheese lovers choose when they choose the cheese on the triple cheese at McDonald's.
Yeah, that's it. That's
was
all.
it?
That's it. Yeah. If you went
There's
in
a
there
bit
and
in my
said
show.
that-
I
Oh,
literally
is it?
talk
Is it?
about that.
Yeah,
I had
yeah.
a bit like in 2 years ago. I had a whole bit about me practicing getting ready for the big day when I go in and I go choose the cheesy cheese that the triple cheese lovers choose.
And what
when they
happened
choose
if you
the
said
cheesy
that?
cheese. You get a free triple cheeseburger.
Yeah.
And you could keep doing it?
No, this is like a one-time thing. It was when they dropped the triple cheeseburger. It was a
But
promotion.
like they used to have fun promos like that all the time,
Yeah.
you know. Now it's like nothing good like that.
Yeah,
you
now
know?
it's like you got to get this app and then get a code, and then
Yeah.
like they figured
More
out
like an escape room now.
yeah, and that's that's the thing that fucking
You get
pisses
like
me
a
off.
junior burger.
Like you used to get they used to have a thing where you'd open a Coke and you'd find out if you win a prize just under the lid, right?
Yeah.
And you'd go and like sometimes the prize was a free Coke. And I used to go into the tuck shop at school because our school was stupid and they let like some tuck shops would just be like a window that you go up to and you say I want a Coke and I want a pie or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
But our tuck shop was like you could go into it. It was like a shop, you know, like, and they had like security gate and an entry and stuff, one-way entry. But like there's filled with kids, and I would just go into the tuck shop and just open Cokes and then close them again and then find one that has the free prize because it was on the little thing. It was on the little insert. I don't know what it is. Like in a Coke bottle lid, there's like a plastic sort of insert, and you can pull it out. And so I'd find the one that's like free Coke, and then I'd put the lid back on, and then go up and go, yeah, I want a free Coke. I'm just taking
More
the free Coke.
microplastics.
And then more micro. And then there was a Coke machine at like the train station near our school, and people found out that and no one fixed this problem, if you put in your dollar or whatever it cost, back in the day when it only cost $1, you'd put in your dollar and then you push the button as fast as you can, and there's like a 3-second window where however many button presses you push,
Oh my God.
that's how many Cokes you get.
Oh my God.
So you just go like, and then you get like 4 Cokes or something because you.
And you
managed
could
to
keep
get it.
doing that?
Yeah,
So you could
put
run
in
a
another
business.
dollar and then just,
You could set up a Coke store next door.
Yeah, we didn't think like that. We just drank heaps of Cokes.
That's some Shark Tank shit.
But what were we just talking about? Like the promotions. Like now it's all you got to download an app and sign up. And like you
Yeah.
can't even. I was at McDonald's. Like I got a McDonald's thing, and then I ripped off the tab, and it's like you've won a free cheeseburger.
None of it, you don't feel it either because it's all digital.
Yeah,
Like you feel it when it's analog, when you got to say cheesy cheese or whatever. You got to
Yeah,
say
exactly.
limerick. You feel like, oh fuck, I earned this
give me
with
a limerick.
my
Yeah.
abilities.
And so I'm just not like I used to care. Like I used to love the McDonald's Monopoly thing, right? You'd get
I
all
love
the
it.
Monopoly things, but now it's just like it's all codes It's all
Do
codes.
you not peel it off no more?
You know you you
Have you
don't
seen
peel it
the,
off.
have you
them.
seen the
You
doco
do.
about the guy that like rigged it or whatever?
I heard about it. I never saw it.
Pretty good. Yeah, it's worth it. It's like this guy that he somehow figured out how to like he somehow I can't remember the ins and outs, but I think it was theft. I think he knew a security guard and he was able to figure out through like some envelopes which ones were the
prize
had
ones,
Mayfair in them or whatever.
Yeah.
And he was able to rig it, and that's sort of what he did, you know.
What a legend.
I love people that rig. Like, I love scams like that. Like, rather than just robbing a bank, he's like, I'm going to rig McDonald's Monopoly. Like, I just think that's cool.
Which
like,
is
I think
a
that's cool way to
Monopoly.
live.
That guy is a banker, isn't he? The Monopoly man.
Yeah, the money bags.
He's a banker, right?
yeah. He's
old
a banker
school.
or like a,
I read that the people
Do you
that
know his
invented
name? Do you know
Monopoly,
his full name?
Montgomery.
It's not a bad guess, you know.
He
Like,
looks
if
like
you're
a
just going to
Monty.
have a guess.
Yeah.
Nah, it's Rich Uncle Pennybags.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
That reads.
But no, his actual real name, like, because I just went on this deep dive once. It's like,
Is it that deep a dive to look up the name of the Monopoly
well,
guy?
no, because it's like, so that's what everyone knows him as, Rich Uncle Pennybags. But he's got he's got a first name.
Yeah.
And it's like, apparently, maybe it was like there was a Monopoly like cartoon or an episode or an ad or
Yeah.
something like that where it was revealed in one thing. So in one thing ever, it said that his name was Milburn.
Milburn.
I'm not making. It's not like if
I believe you.
If you type Milburn Pennybags into Google, it's not. I'm not. This is It's just Milburn.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's
I read
that's
that-
an exclusive scoop we got here on the Craig
You
Larson
wonder
show.
why the guy's rich, you know? Like, he's
Yeah.
been bullied his whole life. Milburn, you know? Like, it's like, I'm going to show these guys I'm getting rich, you know? Milburn Pennybags. He was never going to have a normal life.
No.
Yeah.
I read that the people who invented Monopoly, if they invented the game as a critique of capitalism, they were like communist, like they
Yeah.
were like really left.
I do remember. I don't know the truth of it, but I've read that too. That the person who invented it was like, yeah, the whole point of it is that it's a critique of capitalism,
Which is
But
funny.
It's funny to invent a board game to promote a social message.
yeah, totally.
You know, like it's like what does snakes and ladders mean? Like get away from snakes, or like fuck we. What if snakes and ladders was invented by the ladder industry?
Or Steve Irwin.
But the snakes are bad in snakes and
Yeah.
ladders. So it's like
Shit.
it was invented by
Bunnings.
a guy that owns a ladder shop and also hates snakes.
Yeah.
He's like what the one thing I hate more than anything is snakes.
That makes sense actually because you'd get a ladder to get into the attic
yeah.
to get at a snake.
Yeah.
Tetris was made by like construction workers to teach
Yeah.
people how to like build. I don't know. Or you know, but you're talking about. Maybe I've surely told you this. One of you guys this before, but you know, talking about like people ripping off McDonald's or something like that. My younger brother and I, but mainly my younger brother, who's like quite high achieving at maths. He so we did this thing when we were like 12 years old, or it was younger even, right? So like we'd heard that like from school, if you had like, and this is when mobile phones were just sort of coming out, something like on like the Nokias on the old phones, if you switch from like Vodafone to Virgin or something like that, and then there was this thing that an SMS service number, if you change that, you could get free SMS. And it was it was just this small period of time. So everyone would do that on their phone, so they could just SMS people. And it was, then we were at home and we watched like, remember when The Simpsons were on, like for the full morning or whatever, like for the full morning on the weekends or whatever. So we'd be watching that, and then this, whatever was on TV, we'd just lie down on the couch watching TV, me and my brother. And the cricket was on, and they have the classic catch competition. I don't know if you ever remember this, but it was like they showed three catches, and you just have to SMS which one your favourite one was in. And this is like the beginning of mobile phones. So they didn't have like numbers that you had to SMS in like 1-3, like a specialised number. It was just a mobile phone number. So we were like, why don't we just SMS in here, like do that? So we just started doing it. Like he went for like A and I went for B, and we just go like this the whole time, like just keep pressing send. So we'd send like 1 million SMSs into this thing. And then the next 2 weeks later, this like signed cricket bat came to our house by Donald Bradman, and we're like, what the fuck, man? We just like compiled, like pooled, like so we had 99% of the like votes. So when they pull a name out of the hat, it's like most likely us. So we're like, let's do it again. Let's do it again the next week. So we do it again the next week. Another cricket bat signed by the whole Australian cricket team. We've got these still, and we're like, holy shit, right? Yeah. And then we're like, So we start looking for competitions that are like SMS based that we can enter in a multiple amount of times, right? And then we're doing this and that, and we're like, and my older brother, who's and he's like 15 years older than us, and he was into computer programming. He found out what we're doing. And he's like, this is actually a pretty good idea because why not write a computer program that enters you 3 times a minute? So you can do online ones as well. And we're like, this is a great idea. Yeah. So apparently there were people around the world do it. This is what my brother reckons. So this is just a small window of time, and we were just figured it out at the right time. So now we'd look for online competitions within the terms and conditions that would allow you to enter as many times as you like. We'd find that, and you'd put like the URL into like this computer program that we made. It was real basic, and it just enter it 3 times a second, right? And so we're doing that, and we're doing the SMS ones as well. And over the course of like 3 years, we won like maybe $100,000 worth of things from different things. That's like an 11-year-old and 12-year-old. And one of them, it was mad. It was absolutely mad. And like, so then like the Cinema Greater Union, like I remember we tried it out first. It was like win a double pass to Godzilla or something like that. We're like, let's try this computer program. We do it. And they're like, they rig us up. And this is like early, like they're like, all our servers have crashed. You've overloaded us. We'll just give you the double pass to Godzilla. You guys have entered so much. And we're like, it works. And
We'll just give you the double pass to
and
Godzilla.
then it was like there was so many stories over we did this for like, and the thing, like we got addicted to doing this, and we did it over a period of like 3 years, and it went through different incarnations. And there was one mobile phone back, like when you get a Nokia 3210 or something like this, or one of the early Nokias, there was one that they like try to bring out that had this feature. It had like an infrared thing at the top or something like that. So we figured out a way to write another computer program that would enter you 3 times, that could send 3 texts a second. And you had to get a cord with an infrared reader, right? And then you put your mobile phone there, and it would send 3 texts a second from your phone, right? And so this was quite fun because you could go, like mobile phones only carried like 10 messages then. So you could just put in like one of your friends. What we do is you'd put in one of your friends' numbers and you'd be like, fuck you. And then write 100,000 messages. But his like whole thing would fill up and he'd delete it, just fill up again and delete it. And he could never delete it because he's like, oh, you've ruined my phone, you've ruined it. But like we kept entering competitions like this. I remember so my brother won a car once. He won a car, Alfa Romeo car, right? What? Wait, from Cougar Bourbon. And they rung up. And must have been when he was about 14 years old. And
he won a car when he was 14.
And then from Cougar Bourbon, and they rung up the house. My mum picks up the phone. She goes, it's Alex Badran there. And she goes, oh, I'm sorry, he's at school. And they go, oh, we just rang to tell him he won the car. But like, is he still, how old is he? And he goes, oh, he's 14. She goes, well, he shouldn't be entering a competition for Cougar Bourbon. We're sorry, we can't give it to you. Oh. And then so like that was one of the big ones. He won a trip, like a cruise around like all these cruises around like the oceans and that. And he had to go on like mornings with Kerry Ann, and he was in school. I'm not making any of this up. He had to go out. He had to go out of class in school, and like he was on the phone mornings with Kerry Ann like that. And he took the prize. He gave it to my auntie and my mum and stuff like that for Mother's Day and shit. And I was like giving him like a book and stuff like that. And I was like,
oh my god!
But then like the big one was, so Apple had just sort of like. Apple, he won a home entertainment system from Apple, and it was something to do with Pepsi, and like it was like he won this like $10,000 home entertainment system. It was like computers, televisions, and all this shit. And they were like, and Apple kind of figured out something was up a bit. They were like, we want to see that like you've entered 10,000 times here. They couldn't really even tell how many times he's entered, but like, you've entered 10,000 times. We want to see 10,000 Pepsi labels, or you can't, like, we're not giving you the prize. So then, like, we figured out, like, and this is like, he must have been 15 at this point. He figured out, like, how can I buy 10,000 bottles of Pepsi wholesale? So we bought $10,000 worth 10,000 bottles of Pepsi wholesale, and they just got delivered to our house, our family home, in a truck. And so we had like 10, but we had to get off the labels. So him and I and my dad got involved. We all sat in the production line, taking off like these Pepsi labels and putting away the Pepsis.
Wait, what did he want again?
A 10 grand home entertainment system, and I think we spent 3 grand on the Pepsis.
Also,
But we had like for a year and a half or 2 years, if you came over to my family home, like you'd be offered an unlabeled bottle of Pepsi just from the fridge. But then after that, like they changed. And my brother reckons he's like part of this movement, and he reckons there are other people around the world doing this, where they changed the terms and conditions because there was nothing illegal about it. It was all within the terms and conditions.
you were at the
It was all
right
within-
time where there was a loop.
it took advantage of the technology at the right time, but they hadn't caught up to it yet. And they changed the terms and conditions. You've got like numbers, specific numbers where it's like $1.95 to enter or whatever, like and it's like a bit more. And so they changed it all then and there and that. But there would still be like a company that'd be naive enough to not have the terms and conditions like one time. But any big competition that's worth it wouldn't do that, and it would have like stricter terms and conditions. But Ribbits might do a competition where it's like free meat of pizza, whoever enters, and they wouldn't have terms and
They're not
conditions. So you can
sophisticated.
use the computer program just to go enter me as much time as possible. Gary Hall goes and picks it out. It's like, these fucking Greg Larson's entered a lot here.
He really wants
but
this meat of pizza.
What we were essentially doing was you just pool the votes, and people do this legitimately too. They pay to do it as well. People do this with, you just pool the amount of votes you have. So it's like 99% of the pool, and then when they pull a name out of the hat, it's not most likely going to be you.
Wild.
Yeah,
So
but
what-
I reckon probably we went around 100
What happened with the car?
We never got the car. We got
Because
the
he was
home-
underage.
Yeah, we got the home
That's a
entertainment
disgrace,
system. The
though.
biggest prize was the home entertainment
Australian.
system. The home entertainment system, the cruises around the Pacific Ocean. And it was like thousands. He got like $2 grand spending money with that too. Like it was mad.
The Don Bradman bat would be worth a bit.
He's got the 2 cricket bats in his bedroom. Yeah, he's got the 2 cricket
That'd
bats
be
and
worth
the Australian
real money.
cricket. The Australian cricket. He's got them still. He's
But
got
he could
them.
sell them now for like 100 grand or something.
Yeah, he's got them. The hardest part was finding competitions. You like sort of look at cereal boxes. You'd be going around supermarkets, looking at the products. We'd be running around like.
So the internet didn't have them all.
No, but like it was the time where the internet was starting to like promote was the cross section between the
So
two.
there'd be ones where they'd be on a cereal box, but you couldn't go on Ask Jeeves and find it.
No.
them.
The hardest part was finding the competitions. Yeah, so yeah.
That's crazy. We lived in a world where there was competitions that weren't online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like, because now competitions are just like
Purely online.
They're purely online, but they only exist to get you to get onto the marketing list.
Yeah.
So like you have to like use a code to sign up and get an app on your phone.
Yeah.
And it's always an app. There were guys right when Hungry Jack's had this thing, and I don't know if this was an urban legend, but I choose to believe it's true.
I like fast food urban legends. So.
But Hungry Jack's had this thing where it was this app where once a day, it was once a day, like once every 24 hours, you could shake to win. And they say you have to do it in front of them, but it's like this app where like you literally shake your phone and then it goes brrrr, and then it comes up and it will say like you've won I think like 50% of the time it would say sorry, nothing, try again tomorrow. And then it would say like small Diet Coke or a small fries or 6 chicken nuggets. And then the best one you could win was like a double Whopper. And you've won a free double Whopper. And there's no strings attached, no nothing. Like you just go, I want my free double Whopper. And then they will like tap the app. And then it goes like accepted. And then, they go, yeah, cool. And so they have to see that you've got the app. And then they tap it to make sure that it's the real app and not just a fucking screenshot or whatever. And then, yeah. And some guys were just like, oh, we could just make an app that just looks like this and is exactly the same, and then they tap it and it just works, except we can just shake it as many times as we want. Because it would reset every 24 hours. And then so they just went into Hungry Jack's and did it, and then just go to another Hungry Jack's, get another Whopper. And then, but I don't know how many Whoppers you can eat.
You might lose money on the travel too.
Yeah.
Between the Hungry
Yeah.
Jacks, if you're Ubering or whatever.
Yeah.
Like you might lose the value.
But what was crazy, is they would go to all these different Hungry Jack's, right? And there's this one Hungry Jack's where they went in and because this actually was in the news, where they went into this Hungry Jack's and they went up and they were like, oh, can you tap the thing? And they tapped the thing. and then someone at the Hungry Jack's went, there's something off here. Right, like something's off. And then they called their manager and whatever, and then the manager came out and was like, can we just have a look at the app? And then they grabbed their phone and they're looking through it and all this kind of stuff. And then they got like the security guard who was this woman like came up and she had this amazing burqa.
You got it.
And the burqas are very
But when you think about it, Burger King makes sense.
Yeah.
Because Saudi Arabia is an aristocracy.
Yeah.
And religious. Do you know what I mean? There is a
it's
king.
A royal. Yeah, there is a
There's
king.
a royalty, so there is king. And
Yeah,
burqa.
there is king.
So
There is
Burger
king and
King-
burqa.
Burger King is Saudi Arabia.
Burger King makes sense. Yeah, yeah. Saudi Arabia or the United Arab. There's a lot of monarchies over there.
Yeah, and a lot of burgers. So you've got.
Yeah.
That should be the national food.
The national food and the national anthem.
Yeah.
We got to wrap it up. Thank you so much, Dan Rath.
Thank you so
do you
much.
have anything you want to say?
Thank you so
any-
much. I just wanted to
plug?
say, fuck Airbnbs. I prefer hotels.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I like a hotel. You know what you're getting. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
I
And
just,
like, yeah.
I tried to book an Airbnb the other day. It said, "Why do you want to stay here?" Like there's
I-
emotional
Yeah.
labour.
I know. They go
Yeah.
and tell us a bit about your trip. You're
Yeah.
like, come on, man. Like, where does this end?
I'm,
you know?
I'm booking it because if I go there and I don't do it, I'll be homeless. You
I
fuck.
wish we had talked about this earlier, but I fucking hate Airbnbs. I'll boycott Airbnbs. Apart from the fact that they wreck everything, like they wreck small towns and all that. Just they're the worst.
They're the worst. You're jet lagged.
They now are more expensive than hotels.
And everyone
Yeah.
sort of loses apart from the company Airbnb. Like the people
Yeah.
that put their house on, like they kind of the houses get fucked. You know, they they don't even make that much money. The people
Yeah.
that stay there, they have to run through all these hoops and everything like that.
You gotta
And then
clean them, pay a
Airbnb
cleaning
takes-
fee.
Oh.
Airbnb takes no responsibility either
Yeah.
way. Like if the person fucks you over, the individual, they don't pay out, and if you fuck the house owner over. They don't get reimbursed.
But then
either.
you
Like-
arrive in the city and you're jet lagged, and then they've locked the key in an encrypted safe.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And the Airbnb owners, like, I also hate them. They're scammers. They tried to scam me once by saying the key wasn't in the lockbox. And I was so annoyed because I put the key in the lockbox and for a second I went, I should take a photo. And then I didn't. I don't know why. Like, why didn't I just take a photo?
Always take a photo.
Always take a photo. But anyway, I put the key in the lockbox and made sure it was all locked, blah, blah, blah. And then I left the Airbnb and then I got a message like the next day going, the key wasn't in the lockbox. As per the thing, we're charging you $300 for a missed key. And I immediately cancelled my credit card that I'd used, or my debit card, whatever, my bank card. Just literally that second, I cancelled it. And then I wrote back and just said, I can't, I definitely put the key in the lockbox. I took a photo of it and I just said, I can send you the photo later on today when I get home. But as evidence, I did put the key in the lockbox. And all it took was me saying I did and I've got a photo for them to go, actually, yeah, it was here, don't worry. Oh. And I was like, yeah, you fucking scammers. You were trying to just scam me out of money. And they just thought, we'll get a quick. And the worst that could happen is I go, no, I did. And then they go, okay, don't worry. And, it's just, fuck them. I hate Airbnb.
It's the opposite of an escape room because you've got to solve a puzzle to get inside.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you're jet lagged.
Yeah.
You're like, fuck this.
And it's worse. It's more expensive than a hotel. It's just more. It's a more expensive thing now. It sucks. I
Less
hate it.
towels.
Yeah. There's no
towels.
Yeah. No towels. Towels.
Sometimes you have to use the couch pillow covers to dry yourself because there's no towels, so you get a rash.
It's depressing that you 100% have done that. When
My
you say
first
that, it's
thought-
that's too specific for you to have just thought of that off the top of your head.
My first thought was that there would be so many better options in a house than to dry yourself with than that. That would be the bottom, curtains above that, tea towels above that.
Yeah, but you can do your head in the pillow cover because it's all about having a dry head.
Also,
It's
just
all
air
about the
dry.
hair.
How long?
Wetness
you go,
comes from the hair, I reckon.
yeah.
Wetness is in the hair.
Wetness comes from the hair.
Like a bald guy is not going to get wet.
Dan Rath 2024. Wetness comes from the hair.
Wetness is in the hair.
I don't
That
reckon
would be a
Jeff
great
Bezos is getting
song.
wet.
I would love you to do a sort of adult contemporary song called Wetness Comes From the Hair. I want to hear a Dan Rath album, to be honest. If I'm being honest
Jeff
with you.
Bezos can just shake off.
Yeah.
You reckon?
Yeah, he's just slick. It just comes off. He just shakes it. Like a dog just shivers all the way down.
He's
That's
like a
awesome.
fashion icon for bald ripped dudes.
Well, it's just more like a sphere. You know, if you put a sphere in water, it
Yeah,
just comes
yeah.
out like that. But yeah, like the cube will have like water still on the sides. You know, like a hexagon. Like it's all there. It's caught in the.
Oh, like
yeah.
a hexagonal head.
Yeah, it's like a sphere with just like it's just off the
Yeah,
sides. You know?
yeah.
Wetness comes from there. Do you have any shows you want to plug or anything? Or
Oh,
any-
when does this come out now?
it'll probably come out like tomorrow.
Just Sydney Comedy Festival.
Sydney Comedy Festival.
And Brisbane.
And Brisbane, not the Comedy Festival.
Not the festival.
No, the Brisbane Comedy Festival have banned Rathy and me.
Yes. And
That's not true, is it?
They didn't. We can't get shows that we tried to. Both Rathy and I tried to do a show at the Brisbane Comedy Festival this year, and they wouldn't.
And no wonder.
Yeah.
And Ribbits is out of
Ribbits is out of
business.
business.
Coincidence?
Yeah.
I mean, never, you know?
No,
Get Gary Hall on this. He'll get you back in there. You
anyone
know?
that does the Brisbane Festival, they can never be from Brisbane.
Yeah.
Like, even if you live in Brisbane, they
Australia's
say
very much like that
Yeah.
in general, though.
Yeah.
I feel like, you know, like
Yeah, the Australian industry hates Australian people. Like, oh, get them out of here.
Because even Damien and Mel, when they do it, they're flowing in
Yeah.
all the way from somewhere else. Do you know what I mean? They can't be like they drove from their family home.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like in the interview,
yeah.
they're like
well,
flying in.
I get it sometimes. Like
Yeah.
I get like all the way from London. I'm like, man, I just came fucking 5 minutes down the road. Like, I live down.
It's like on the menu, you pay more for Chilean sea bass because it's from Chile. Like the brackets work for food too.
Yeah.
Like bracket Melbourne bracket.
Yeah.
Bracket
but the
whatever.
brackets don't work if it's like, you know, like it'll work if it's like Chile, but it won't work if they go like, oh, we got this bass from like, I don't know where actually, like Bundaberg. Yeah.
Bundaberg bass.
Yeah, Bundaberg bass. Like, oh, we got it from Bundaberg, or we got it from like a fish farm.
Like an arid region.
Yeah.
Where they made an
arid-
artificial fish farm.
Yeah. Like, we got it from the Simpson Desert. We've got
Bracket
Simpson Desert.
Bracket.
I just want to see a menu where everything is just in brackets Simpson Desert. Like we got it all from. We went out to the desert. We got it all from the Simpson Desert. All right, go see Rathy at Brisbane and Sydney. It is shows. Ray Badran, do you have any stuff to plug or any?
Oh, not. When's this come out tomorrow? You reckon?
Maybe tomorrow. Maybe today.
Maybe today or tomorrow. Well, if you're listening to this straight away, I've got shows in Sydney till Monday. What's the date? Till the 12th, I guess. So it's Saturday and Sunday, 11th and 12th. I'm doing them all this week, and then Perth Comedy Festival, and then I'll do Edinburgh with you guys. So that's it, really.
Yeah, Edinburgh. Yeah, that's Yeah, I'm doing the same. Like I got shows. If you're listening to this now, I got shows on. What's the date today? The 10th. Like today, tomorrow, the 11th and 12th of May in Sydney. Then I'm doing Brisbane. Look it up on my Instagram. It's in June sometime. Then I'm doing Edinburgh and London. So come and see me. Come and see Rathy. Come and see Badran. I love you. Thanks, guys, for coming on. Stop now. Yeah, we'll just stop.
Yep.
Greg